Hi, welcome out to the Unscheduled podcast. I'm your host, Zach, along with my co host.
That's me, Javi.
And today we have a special guest with us, a very close friend to Javi and I, our friend Dan.
Hi guys, I'm Dan. I've known Javi and Zach since fall 2016 when I first met them at UMBC.
Nice. So thanks, man. Thanks for being on the podcast. Good to have you.
Thanks for having me, dude.
Yeah, I mean, hey, we're on what, episode 5 now?
Episode 5.
Yeah, so I mean, I feel like that's a milestone in itself, officially, episode 5.
Well, when you're inside all the time, you got to do something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Another project born from Corona.
I think a lot of projects so far have been born from Corona.
Yeah.
Some good, some bad. This one is good.
Yeah.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that actually. Thank you, man.
And I mean, podcasts are cool. It's something I kind of wanted to try out in the past. Now that I'm on one, it's like, hey, here
Yeah,
I
we're
am.
glad to hear it, dude.
All right.
So, all right. So I had a couple things I wanted to cover about that happened like this past week, and more than anything, it's something that Dan and I reacted to live on Wednesday over on my Twitch channel. So we were looking at the Pokemon stream this past Wednesday, and I know Javi, I believe you were in the chat that day too, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we were reacting to it, and then when what we saw was announced was totally disappointing. I have to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
disappointed and surprised.
Yeah. That
So,
presentation really took all the energy out of me. Like
yeah,
at 9 in the morning. It was crazy.
yeah. Dan, you want to talk about what was going on through your head when we saw that?
Oh man, I think I was like the first one to like catch on to what it was because I
Yeah.
have friends that I have a my best friend. He loved League for a while. I think he still plays it right now. But once I saw like the map like the top down map view, I was like, oh no, this is Pokemon League of Legends.
Same, yeah, I had the
Oh
exact same thought.
no, this I don't want this at
I
all.
feel like I was in denial for that first minute. And so, and if the listeners don't understand what we're talking about the Pokemon announcement this past,
Wednesday.
the Pokemon announcement that was done on June 24th
Yep.
for Pokemon Unite, and like it was almost a collective groan from the Pokemon community. It looks like.
It
Yeah.
really was.
I will say this though, the internet is handling it a lot better than I thought they would. Because
Um,
like I definitely haven't seen so much hate that it's, League with Pokemon.
hmm
It's honestly the same gripe I have with it, is that they didn't need an entire presentation for this game.
Yeah, I'm absolutely certain that, the developer Tencent probably specifically requested that this would get its own announcement because I think if, my own issue with it was that they kind of framed it as a very special announcement and, there's all this discourse surrounding remakes or a new project and, I feel like a lot of people were like in for something that they were already invested in or they had some kind of, pre-existing idea of. I don't think anyone really could have predicted, you know, a League of Legends style game, from this presentation. It's not something that I think if they had just announced it along with everything else on the 17th, it would have been fine. It wouldn't have gotten nearly as much, flack, I think.
Yeah. Dan, what do you think?
oh my God, if they didn't, they shouldn't have hyped up a mobile game. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Again, with what Hobby was saying, just if they had just included it along, maybe at the end of their one trailer, I mean, at the end of their one presentation from the week before, this game wouldn't have gotten that much flack. But the
No,
fact that
honestly, I feel like people would have been more receptive to it last week instead of having its own freaking presentation.
exactly, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Now, they were hyping up a Pokemon MOBA game, which MOBA games already get a lot of flack because just because of the fan base. Some because of the fan bases behind them, I know there's just because it's a MOBA game, you know, that mechanic's just been done over and over and over again. Like it's not unique. So I guess now that Pokemon's doing it, people are like, "Oh, great, this again." But hyping it up for one as a big project to include into one presentation when us fans would consider a big project, oh, a mainline Pokemon game. That's weird to have one right now, but if they're going to announce something to do with a new main Pokemon game or anything to do with a main Pokemon game in general, that's awesome. We got to watch it. But then it was just a mobile game, and you're like, oh, that's a letdown.
Yeah,
That's how I
no,
felt.
I completely agree, and I think you hit the nail on the head here. That like, it's probably Tencent who asked for like its own solo presentation, considering Tencent is the biggest game company in the world, and not so much of them producing games. It's just that they own a lot of game properties and a lot of stock in different companies, to where that they're now officially the biggest game company in the world.
They really did put a lot of emphasis on the fact that they are partnering with Tencent. I don't know if you guys noticed during the presentation, but I'm pretty sure they mentioned the fact that they're, partnering with Tencent for this game more than they actually said the name of the game. So honestly, to me, that just kind of smacks of, the emphasis on their, on that collaboration, really.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like I didn't really notice that until you pointed it out, but looking back, yeah, that makes sense. That like Tencent just has so much power, I guess, as a game company, and even though they own literally no stock in Nintendo or any I would guess part of them, they still have a huge influence. So they probably put some of that weight and pressure to have Nintendo do this solo presentation. And maybe Nintendo thought this would be an exciting announcement for people. Maybe like I'm not going to completely rule out Nintendo of like not of like I'm not going to say they're 100% innocent in this either, if that
Oh
makes
no.
sense.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
So I don't know. I was just, but yeah, I get your point. Tencent seriously seems to have thrown its weight around here.
I don't know if it's really Nintendo in this case, but more as like the Pokemon company by themselves, because they're kind of just their own thing now, with being like basically like the number one highest grossing brand in the world just because it's Pokemon. Everybody knows Pokemon.
Yeah, and the way Pokemon is now broken down is actually really interesting because you have Game Freak, the Pokemon Company, and Nintendo, who all have like it's almost like a business that's split between three people, but they're literally all in the same business.
I think
Yeah.
Creatures Inc. is also kind of in there too because they also do the actual designs for Pokemon.
Yeah, yeah. So it's even weirder on like who truly owns Pokemon.
Oh, well, yeah, it is strange. I guess it all just comes down to the Pokemon company since these videos aren't popping up on Nintendo's social media feeds. It's just the Pokemon company feeds. That's
I
my
mean, yeah, Nintendo will retweet some of it, but it's amazing. Like I remember seeing a tweet about it that said, "Wow, you know that even Nintendo didn't ask for this when they didn't retweet an announcement for a new game."
Jesus.
Ooh.
Wow.
I just want to know like why, a company with like one of the highest with basically probably like the most profits, highest grossing, as I said, highest grossing brand, number one in the world probably, is going to market what's the word? Mobile games. Why are you depending so much on mobile games if you already have so much money right there? If you depend on mobile games to make more profits, it's like, is it really necessary?
I mean, thinking about it, like I guess the mobile market is still a very untapped potential for Nintendo, but they have had
It
like
is.
they've had very mixed reactions on the mobile market, and probably their biggest proponent was Pokemon Go and its success, even though like that's not even really Nintendo, it's just Niantic.
It's just Niantic and Pokemon Company. That's it. I don't think Nintendo has anything to do with Pokemon Company, if you were to call it a subsidiary of Nintendo, which I don't think they are. They're their own thing, partnering with Nintendo.
I'm not entirely sure on that, to be honest. I'd have to look into that, but
That's something to find out. I'm actually
yeah.
curious about that too. But mobile games, Nintendo mobile games, can we get into that a bit?
Sure, yeah. I mean,
It's like they seem to put a lot of effort into like updating their mobile games and stuff, but not as much effort updating their actual Switch games. Because lately I've been seeing like they've been adding a lot of characters to their Mario Kart mobile game. I forget what it's called. Mario Kart something.
World Tour or something like that.
Mario Kart Tour. That's it. That's it. Yeah, they added like they keep adding a bunch of characters to that game,
Wow.
and you have to unlock them using like the got the gotcha mechanics. Kind of like, oh, use this premium currency. Then you have to just roll and hopefully unlock the character. You can unlock the character during this like event and this event only or whatever. It's like you should just put those characters into your into the games that people play already more. Mario Kart 8 on the Switch, you know?
Yeah.
I'm think that has well, I don't think they can not thinking about it now. I can kind of see why they're doing it because if they update Mario Kart on the Switch, they can't make money off of that then because it's just a free update unless they were to make
Basically.
it like paid DLC. What they're doing for their Mario Kart Tour is a free update, but to get it, you probably will have to pay money for it, or you have to be incredibly lucky. I just, I don't know. I'd like to see more attention put into the games that their mainline console games rather than mobile games that really don't have as much of a following.
I mean, I agree. Like, but I mean, looking at it all, Nintendo has actually more mobile games than I think people realize. So, I mean, I think their first biggest mobile game, if I remember correctly, may have actually been was it? It wasn't Mario Run, I think, was it?
It's
Because
their first one that they released, but I think money wise, their biggest one that made them the most profits would be Fire Emblem Heroes.
yeah, I was gonna say because I was gonna bring that up. I think those two came out around a similar time,
I think
and
Fire Emblem
then I
Heroes
think
was a few months after, yeah.
yeah, and then I think Pokemon Go followed it up very shortly after. And
Pokemon Go was before Mario Run.
oh, okay, yeah, then so Pokemon Go
That
is the
was
oldest out of all of them. Then
summer 2016. That was World Peace. We kind of
Yeah.
had it with Pokemon Go coming out. Then again, the game didn't work as well as it does now. I can tell you that.
oh yeah, I mean, and it's the thing that most new games go through is that their servers can just not handle all the new potential players they have. But
Especially a game of that caliber. I mean, it's Pokemon in real life. That's like something so many people wish for.
yeah, and I remember that was kind of born out of the April Fool's joke that they made with Google.
Yes, Google had that. They had a really cool video, like, oh, catch Pokemon and all that. It's like, nope. It's like, we wish that was real, but that's not going to happen. That might have been like 2 or 3 years before they even uh released Pokemon Go then. So then Niantic was like, hey, let's do this then.
Yeah, but my point being was like, so they have Pokemon Go, which is their original. Then I believe it was Fire Emblem Heroes, and then followed up by Mario Run, I think it was called.
Flip Mario and Fire Emblem Heroes
Oh,
around.
okay, okay, it was the other way around. Okay, so Mario Run and then Fire Emblem Heroes. Then I think the next one, not even till the next one after that was probably not for about a year, I want to say, which was Dragalia Lost, which
Heard
Didn't
of
is
that one.
wasn't Animal Crossing Pocket Camp released the same year as Mario Run or
oh yeah,
Fire
I
Emblem
totally
Heroes?
forgot about that one. Yeah, so
Uh,
Yeah,
like
yeah, it was released the same year as Fire Emblem Heroes.
okay,
yeah.
so add that on top of that. I completely forgot about that.
Animal
We
Crossing. Yeah, that was one I played that for a week and then got bored of it.
Same. I played it for like a week and then I was like, what the hell am I doing? I'm not gonna play this anymore.
Yeah,
that I'll be honest, that's the only Animal Crossing experience I've ever had. Literally,
Oof.
that's the only one I've ever had.
you're
Uh,
missing out.
I mean, eh.
It's not everybody's game. I'll give you
Yeah.
that.
I mean, I will say I do like New Horizons. Maybe that's something we can talk about later, but I do
Eh,
like New Horizons, but I will say most of the time when I play it, I just do like the 20 minutes of stuff that you do like every day. Like
yeah,
you crush the rocks, you get like all the materials and stuff like that.
you go
You
to the
uh
store.
you go to like the terminal to like get like the Nook Miles and stuff or whatever, and then I just move on with my day. Like that's all I do.
It's yeah, but yeah, I do want to get into that later. But let's
Yeah.
keep it on
Yeah,
mobile.
we'll talk about that in a bit. But going back to it, like, okay, so once again recapping the mobile games, we had Pokemon Go come out. At least this is, and I'm saying more on a public scale that like really everyone really remembers because I don't think there were other stuff. There may have been other stuff, but they never gained like mainstream attraction.
Yeah.
So we had Pokemon Go, which like honestly could be argued started it all.
Hmm.
Then you had Mario Run, followed up by Fire Emblem Heroes. After that, you had let's see. Then you had Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. And then about a year after that, we got Dragalia Lost, which is arguably mainstream and both not. But I mean
I
that's up to the fandom there.
honestly
Not
I've
me.
never heard of it, so I'm not gonna lie. Like, do you mind describing what that game is? Like, actually don't know what that is.
It's a
Dragalia
similar
Lost.
premise to like all gotcha style games of like, oh, you guys can do the story, but you have to keep unlocking heroes to go through this story and stuff like that. So it's a lot like I'm not gonna say it's completely like Fire Emblem Heroes, but it's along the same line or train of thought, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah. So and it has an expanding main story and everything, just like Fire Emblem Heroes. And I'm not the biggest fan of it. The only reason I even found out about it was because of actually their ads for it was amazing because they had some great music videos and some cinematics for it. So I was like, "Oh, is this a new mainline game coming to Nintendo? I might pick this up." And it's like, "Nope, it's a mobile game." And I'm like, "Why? Why
Yeah.
hype this up like that so much?"
Mobile game. They're like, gotcha.
And then after that, I think we had what came first, Mario Kart Tour or the Dr. Mario game?
Dr.
So I
Mario.
actually have the Wikipedia up right now.
Yeah,
Oh,
same.
nice.
Super Mario Run was December 2016. There was a game before that,
Oh,
Tomo, first app developed through Nintendo and DNA partnership, released March 2016. It was like a social. It was referred to as like social networking with Mii's.
Oh.
oh, I think I barely remember that they did it like early in their Nintendo announcements that year.
Oh my
I've never
god.
played it, so I wouldn't know.
I
Yeah.
think I remember it like vaguely remember it.
I never heard of that. It, it must have gotten some really poor marketing because I don't think many people probably even know what that is, to be honest.
Well, it was a game where you just control Mii's and all that. It's
Mhm.
not that memorable, I
Wow.
guess.
Yeah. Okay. So
And then
then go ahead. Go ahead.
so it goes Miitomo, Super Mario Run, December 2016. Fire Emblem Heroes was 2017,
That was
February
2017.
2017.
Wow.
I
Huh.
remember
Yeah.
that because I think it was spring semester and we were
Hmm.
all playing that game because it was actually kind of fun.
I got back into that recently, but I'll explain that later.
Yeah. Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, October 2017. So way later in that year, we got Animal Crossing then, mobile game. It was
Y-
pretty fun
Yeah, I
for a
think that
bit.
game died within like a month or two of its
It,
release.
yeah, it's apparently they keep adding updates. They've been adding updates to it for years. Dragalia Lost was 2018, back in let's see, oh wow, it was announced in April and then released in September. Okay, by July 2019, generated over 100 million USD. Huh.
Yeah, that game is actually really popular. Maybe not so much over here, but in the East, it's extremely popular.
Yes. And then Dr. Mario World, I think, was summer 2019 because I remember, yeah, game initially released July 10th, 2019. And because I remember I downloaded Dr. Mario World because I was like, wow, a new Nintendo game. And I've been like a new Nintendo mobile game, and I've been playing. And I was playing Dr. Mario in in Smash at the time. So I was like, hey, I'll give the game a try. I've never played a Dr. Mario game. I played it for like 2 hours and just was like, not anymore. I'm tired. I will say a thing that I see on their social media, what that pops up. I think Nintendo retweets it. They keep adding like doctor characters. So they had like Dr. Rosalina, Dr. Donkey Kong. I
Oh,
think I just saw recently Dr. Baby Wario.
Yeah, they
So
just announced that, I think, like last week, if not even sooner.
yep,
oh my,
yeah, I think I saw it pop up a few days ago, and I'm like, where have these characters been our whole
oh my
life?
God. Could
It's
you
been
imagine?
really
Could you
funny.
could you imagine being on the operating table and the nurse is like wheeling in like a baby stroller and it's Dr. Baby Wario? Like
I
I think I'd rather take the euthanasia, to be honest. That
you're just seeing it and like, I'm gonna die.
That's how you.
like oh my God.
You're just like like they gas you and then just everything fades to black and then you just hear in the background you just hear like a baby wah wah wah,
Wow.
you know, and you're like I'm gonna die. This is it.
Yeah. Like like
The baby wah.
Oh gosh, the baby Wa now coming to a Nintendo store near you.
Dude, oh, that's not good. It's like you nobody will buy it.
Dr. Baby
Wow.
Wario and Smash when when we're singing.
Dude, there's a lot of doctors though. There's a lot of oh my god, there's Dr. Goomba stack, and it's just 3 Goombas stacked up.
Like in
And
the
they have
trench
like a
coat.
lab coat and a stethoscope.
God.
I'm like, you are not a doctor. You do not have a medical license.
Oh my gosh. But yeah. So after that, then was Mario Kart Tour.
And after that was Mario Kart Tour, and that is like the latest one so far. That's like Nintendo, not Pokemon. They actually have Pokemon separate on the list
hmm
because it's because it's the Pokemon Company's property. You got TCG Online, Shuffle, Duel, Go, Magikarp Jump, Quest, Rumble Rush, Masters, Sleep, which we heard about that a while ago.
Oh yeah, I was
and yet
actually going to talk about
nothing has
Masters
happened
because
about that. And then after Sleep, you got Smile, Cafe Mix, and Unite.
yeah. So I was going to talk about Masters because I remember that was getting a lot of hype when that came out, and I think
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed the game for more than a week because my cousin
more than a
was
week.
also
Yes, that's how you establish it's a good mobile game. You have
Yeah.
to enjoy the game
He's
for more
damn,
than
you
a
enjoy
week.
it for a week. Clash of Clans, though, I enjoyed that game for a few months. Now that's a banger of a game right there. That you already know. You already know if you've enjoyed it for definitely at least a month. Um, what was I gonna say? Yeah, Masters was again one of those games where it's like you had to get lucky with getting a certain character. Like I really wanted like the Hoenn protagonist, Brendan.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to get into actually. So Pokemon Masters
Yeah, I wanna
was
talk
also got a
about
lot of
that.
hype coming out around it, and then the thing I was going to say that turned me off from most Nintendo games, with the exception I would say right now for me personally is Fire Emblem Heroes, is that all of them are now gacha based. They're going off the gacha mechanics. And then on top of that, like the reason I didn't get into Tour, even though everyone like actually said it was a decent game, was because that like you couldn't even get some of the greatest pieces or even the highest speed without going through a paywall. And I was just like, that's not something I want to do. I don't need microtransactions. I don't need more EA in my face.
Mhm.
So for me, like the reason I got back into Fire Emblem Heroes was one, it had now developed way further back than when we started playing it, when we were getting chapters like I think once a week, and we were constantly anticipating that. Now it had like 3 books of adventures, and then on top of that, it had a lot more events and stuff going on. So I was like, okay, now is actually a really good time to come back into the game, and I could. And the thing is, you can buy all. While it is gacha mechanics, you don't have to pay a dime to like be able to get the ability to summon heroes, which was really good for me. So, and then I was like, oh, and more detailed stories to go through. Sure, I'll do this now. I don't see a problem with this.
They're
But
a little more nicer with giving you orbs and stuff, which I remember is what you use to do the actual summons.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think I remember they had like an event where you like get a guaranteed 5-star, and I got a 5-star Marth, and I'm like, oh my god, this is awesome! I got Marth. Everybody knows Marth.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. That's the other thing. They give
They
you a
still-
lot of free heroes. Like at least once a week or once a month now, they're giving you like 2 to 3 free heroes and sometimes they'll just give you a free 5-star guaranteed. So you don't even have to play and you can still summon free heroes. And you can get a 5-star off of those free summons. I've gotten it multiple times now. So I don't know. For me, it was just like that was the thing that like again really turned me off from the other games. And then it's like I'm also like Mario Kart is fun. Don't get me wrong, but I just didn't want to play it on mobile.
The controls are, to me, seem a little. I haven't played it personally, but I've seen like people play it, and the controls seem a little funky. You don't have as much control as you would in a Mario Kart game, and getting into like first place, second place, it's more. I think it's more luck than skill now. It's more like I think with a regular Mario Kart game, it was like kind of 50-50 skill and luck to actually win first place, because sometimes you just get a good item, you're like, oh great, okay, I'm gonna win this.
Mhm.
With Mario Kart Tour, it's almost all luck. I don't think there's really that much skill in it from what I've seen.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I haven't played it myself. I had no interest in it. What about you, Javi?
No, I actually have like very little exposure to the game. I haven't even downloaded it to be honest, so I can't really speak on it.
Yeah, so I mean that's about as far as I'll go. It's like it just never interested me. Same with the Dr. Mario. I thought it would be fun as a just because I thought back to the original Dr. Mario games, and then once again I kept hearing news and reports about paywalls, and same with that's why I also didn't do Pokemon Masters,
Ooh.
and I was just like if I'm restricted to some really cool characters and like I have no chance of pulling them without actually putting like money into the game, like there are special orbs or like I guess pieces you have to get to actually get characters,
Mhm.
I have no business playing these games then. That's why again I liked Fire Emblem Heroes, because no one was really behind a paywall. You could essentially get all characters, you just needed the orbs, and whether you paid for orbs or whether you didn't change the fact of if you would pull certain heroes or not.
Mhm.
So I don't know. That was my thought on it.
Yeah, it's I mean, the gameplay is all right. I like having a bunch of Pokemon characters in it, all voiced out. They got a few lines of dialogue. I say a few because it's more of like, yeah, okay, or they grunt once in a while. But like, it's nice having voice. It just wishes like there was an actual like Pokemon anime that had to do with the games.
That would be cool, actually.
Would
That's actually
be
really interesting. I'd love
sick.
to see like, I mean, there was that YouTube series, wasn't there? I can't remember what
There
it's
was
called, but
Oh,
I
Well,
don't.
there was
Shining
Pokemon
Wings.
Origins that had Red. That had
Yeah,
that
Origins.
4 episodes. Red was the protagonist, but there was
Hmm.
also Pokemon Legend, something like
So
that.
so right now, to what I've seen from the
Adventure.
animation studio that does those the ones you're talking about, there was Origins, there was Generations, and then the latest one is Twilight Wings, I think it's called.
Oh,
Which is
Twilight Wings. I like that
yeah,
because it has to
that
do with
that one to me is
game
really cool
characters.
because it gives so much more depth to like the characters in the main series games who we don't really get to see.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
I really appreciated seeing that.
Pokemon Generations is what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
Sorry, not
yeah.
Legends.
Yeah, no,
Generations.
Generations was all right. It's like you kind of just saw like small window stories
Yeah.
into the overall like of just what you would see per generation of games, and some of them also just told stories from different characters' perspectives of like origins.
Oh yeah. They expand on like they kind of expand on and animate like a snapshot from like the actual games, and I loved watching those every week. I remember like they came out like during our freshman year, and I was like, "Whoa,
Hmm.
this is sick! I'm gonna watch every single one."
Yeah, I
It,
went back and watched those recently, and they were really good.
they are good, seriously. Like, it's just again, it just makes me wish there is a game related anime. We got Twilight Wings right now, but I just wish there was more than that. That's all. You know,
For the most part, like what we have to do is kind of resort to what's it
who needs
called?
Ash?
Yeah, I was gonna say the current Pokemon anime. So what I can
Yeah,
say is what's interesting about that, just because Javi and I talked about this a little couple episodes back, is like right now it's cool. It does have the technical crossover of Ash going to every single region like everyone asked for. The
Hmm.
thing is
yeah,
now he's not doing any gym battles or anything. He's just kind of exploring around and doing like not even quests. He's just doing jobs for this one science laboratory he's now working at, along with his partner Go, and that's it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
so I mean,
say,
it's cool. They have
and
some raid stuff, but like that's about it. And then they now referenced recently Dynamaxing, Gigantamaxing, and stuff like that. But it hasn't
So,
been too much of a change. But yeah, go ahead, Dan.
no, no.
mhm.
Well, I was thinking. I was like, I was gonna say something, but I'm like, wait, never mind. But okay. I guess I do have something to say now. It really do be that way. I don't know. It seems Pokemon. It seems the new Pokemon series. It's okay. They seem to be bringing like a lot of other characters that haven't appeared in the show for a while back in, because you see like Lance and Leon like fighting each other. I think through a Dynamax battle in like one of the episodes. I think, which is pretty cool. They're bringing back other characters.
Honestly, that was, in my opinion, one of the best Pokemon battles in a while. Like, animation on that was really good, and then I understand it was a lot of I guess plot armor to develop the next
So
season and stuff, and sell their latest games and all that. But it
there's always plot armor. Yeah.
yeah. But I mean, I also have to remember at the end of the day, this show is not made for me anymore. It's made
Yeah.
definitely for kids.
It's like, yeah, Pokemon is not made for us. It is a kids it's a kids show, it's a kids game, and kids are going to be the main target.
Yeah, they're also gonna do it to sell obviously more toys and products too.
Gotta love toys. I bought so many Pokemon figures when I was a kid. Oh my god, I still have them, which is awesome. I just have a few of them as like desktoppers or something, but
Yeah.
like the rest of them are just in a drawer. In a drawer. I've broken a lot of Pokemon figures too. I have a
Oh,
headless
gee.
Lucario, a
Oof.
Ludicolo with only one arm. Um, but yeah, no. If I was like that, if I had like Pokemon figures like at this age, I'd be like, oh my god, I can't play from the way I did. Like I threw them around and did all that when I was a kid. I was like I was having Pokemon battles of my own. Oh my god, I destroyed some of those figures. And Fernape's tail got ripped off somehow.
Oh
Grovyle
no,
lost his little
Oh,
Jesus.
God.
hairpiece. I don't know what happened to my Infernape figure. I had a Napoleon figure that I don't know how it came out of the manufacturing weird, but he was cross-eyed, and I'm like, okay, that I guess I don't know if it's supposed to look that way, but that was weird. But yeah, no,
Okay,
I had a ton
that
of
one
figures.
wasn't your fault. That one
That
specifically wasn't your fault.
that's a manufacturing error right there. And then I had Dialga, I had Palkia, I had a big Groudon figure. I had that like you could like push down on him and he'd like launch a projectile out of his mouth. I lost a
Oh,
little thing
wow.
though outside a long time ago, so that's long gone.
Gotcha,
Um,
gotcha.
but yeah, Pokemon. I loved it. I still love it.
Oh, yeah.
Will say honestly, I would say except for maybe the early episodes of the original Pokemon anime, like the very early episodes when you could see they were trying to tie it into the games and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah,
All of it has aged fairly well. Like,
like Indigo League, right?
yeah, no, not just that. Like, the I was just looking at it like because I went back and checked out like Diamond and Pearl episodes,
So
the when he was in the Hoenn region, and then I even looked at some of the Black and White episodes, and I'm like, wow, for stuff that's like over 10 years old now, I think for some of it, this has aged really well. Like maybe not so much in story, but like animation and battle wise, a lot of it
Oh
is
yeah.
still really good.
Absolutely, I agree with that. Like, if anything, like you can always count on the quality of like the animation and all the visuals. It's always going to be top tier. Like that's for certain.
Yeah, for me, I will always say I have gripes with how my one of the seasons I love and hate the most is the when he was in the Kalos region,
Mm.
because the way it ended sucked, but everything else was built beautifully. Like the animation
Yeah,
was top quality in that one, and then the way they ended it really hurt its reputation.
yeah, I actually agree with that. I think we actually talked about this on a previous episode, but
Oh,
for
did
me,
we?
Pokemon X, Y, and I think the third season was Z, right? If I'm not
It was like
mistaken.
It's
ZXZY
called
something like.
Yeah, yeah,
XYZ. Yeah.
yeah. I would say for me, Kalos, in terms of the animation, was probably my favorite, like actual like Pokemon series. Like the story, the characters. Like I was really invested in Clement and like what was his name, Clement Bot or something like that. Like
Clembot, yeah, yeah.
Clement Bot, yeah. And then yeah, I think for me personally, narrative wise and just the characters and just the way it was like actually like developed, I think that was probably my favorite and just best series from Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean, and I agree. I don't know, Dan. I honestly don't know which season would be your favorite. I just will say,
Oh,
uh,
oh,
I'm gonna say Alola did not follow up Kalos well at all. Especially like I agree with people that the animation quality dropped, and
Hmm.
I get kind of the style they were going for. It wasn't necessary, to be honest. And then again,
No.
I get it's a kids show. It's not made for me, but like I did not feel as invested in some of the stories or like they tried to do for Ash in Alola, as well as like the fact that there wasn't that much battling actually, which
Mm.
really turned me off too.
There's a lot of slice of life stuff in Alola, which isn't necessarily bad. It is nice to have those kinds of breaks, but it felt like it happened too often, to be
I
honest.
think that also happened in Diamond and Pearl. I don't know. It would. I think Diamond and Pearl. That's when I stopped watching Pokemon avidly
Mm,
because just so much didn't happen.
yeah.
Like in episodes, like you just watch episodes and it's all just like little subplots and all that. Oh, we met this guy. They need our help. We gotta find find their Pokemon. Whoop de doo or something like that. I don't
Mhm.
know.
I mean,
Um,
it's the
but
true Pokemon formula from like I would say
it
that's the truest Pokemon formula all the way up until about probably Kalos is like how it is. Like it's always, hey, Ash is going out on this adventure, getting all the gym badges, going to go face off against the league. Along the way, they meet people and they're going to go help them. And it's like it's an episodic thing. And then you get some overarching stories of where he fights against his rivals, he fights against the gym leaders, or the
yeah.
usual Team Rocket shenanigans.
I think I was just impatient as a little kid. I just wanted like something cool to happen, but it never really happened. Well, something cool in my eyes to happen, but
Yeah.
it
No,
never
I get it.
really
Going
did.
back though, like I said, I was going back through Diamond and Pearl, and like I get you. Like during the middle of that run, I would say it became very stagnant with a lot of like how Javi describes it, slice of life stuff. But after that, like there is so much of a ramp up after that of like, hey, remember how you guys wanted action? Yeah, we're gonna give you action and just not stop.
Oh, that
Seriously.
was Kalos.
Oh, that was Diamond and Pearl by like the end of it. It's
Oh,
still one of the
yeah.
best seasons ever and holds one of the best, or I guess best series ever, and still holds one of the best rivals to Ash ever, in my opinion.
Mm.
I
Man,
think.
Paul.
Sorry.
No, no, no. I was just gonna say Paul is so dislikable. Like that. Like that. Like that's a good thing. Like in my opinion. Like when like if you could like if a character can like sort of emit that aura and that emotion from you, I think that's a good thing. But when I was a kid, I just hated Paul so much.
If the rival
I get
pisses
it.
you
Yeah, no, I
off,
totally get it.
they've written a good rival. Ursaring, stand by for battle.
I forgot about
You're
that.
just like, yeah. I think I just saw it like I saw like some Paul related thing like pop up on my Twitter or whatever, and I remember that he was like, "Oh, stand by for battle" or something. I want I want the return. That's why in Sword of Shield I was kind of happy with like the return of like the shitty rival,
Hmm.
the person to make you mad,
I
and
Yeah.
that's what
agree.
they're
No,
doing in
I'm
the
I'm
DLC as well.
100% behind you on that.
And I love that. Can
Yeah,
I also
I'm
say something about the Pokemon anime? Okay, the animation quality it's not as good. Like Kalos was the peak, and then with Alola, it was kind of like, what the hell happened here, you know? Um, but the fight scenes, I think, got a bit better.
for Alola, probably. Like
I
their
agree with
fight
that.
scenes were at least better than the everyday drawings and stuff. And honestly, the Pokemon and like animations and drawings were not bad at all. It was more the people than anything.
I think Ash had a bit more expressions. I'll give
Hmm.
them that,
Yeah, I agree with that
which I think
actually.
was why they went with which was why I think they went with the art style so that they can have more expressive characters.
Hmm.
Maybe I'm not an animator or an artist, so I know nothing of that. But that's kind of
Yeah.
like angle that makes sense to me. But the fight scene certainly got better to like actual like anime, like like the stereotypical anime fight.
Yeah, I mean, for me though, it's like I will say, going back to the games though, like, and we could talk about the anime all day, but that's not what
Yeah.
we're here for. Maybe
We
we'll just
could
have an
talk about
episode
that all day.
dedicated to just the anime, and it's
Oh my
Mm.
god,
nothing but the anime.
an episode of Unscheduled just talking about anime like the
Ooh.
whole time.
We'll probably have that at some point
The
if we
I
best
haven't
mean,
anime
done that
fights.
already.
yeah, I mean, it's definitely feasible. Like,
That's something I know you guys could go on about. Oh man,
Yeah,
that's a
but
topic.
what I was gonna say though, it's like for me, like going back to like all the mobile games we were looking at and stuff. They're just like most of the mobile games don't attract my attention now. I will say I still play Pokemon Go more as like a time killer more than like an active play because I don't do gym battles, I don't do raids. I'm just more like, oh, hey, here's a Pokemon I could catch and raise. Let me do that. So that's what I've been working on. But yeah. Besides that, it's like I've seen essentially while everyone else was getting into the Animal Crossing, like I guess mentality is the best way to put it, or like following that. I was just sticking to Pokemon, and that was about it.
hmm.
Pokemon, Smash, the old reliables for you, Zach.
Yeah,
Ooh.
really. I mean, and I've told you
Oh
guys, I'm
man.
not a huge fan of Animal Crossing, so it's like when everyone
So
else was talking about Animal Crossing, I'm like, oh, that's cool. It's just not my
like
game.
I get it, but it
Playing
ain't
pers
my thing.
playing Persona 5 The Royal for the fifth time.
Fifth time.
Not the fifth time, not actually like the second time.
Okay.
Like okay, so I finished Persona 5 The Royal like after like a while, and then like for 3 days I just had like this post game sort of period where I just didn't want to play video games. Like I literally didn't even touch my PS4 or Switch. Like I just did nothing to do with video games. And then like after like on like the fourth after I finished it, I was like, okay, time to get back into New Game Plus of Persona 5 The Royal. And I was like, nah, this shit again. Like
Yeah, no,
like
I get that though. I get that. That's when you know you've done a good game, though.
yeah.
Like that's when you've done something like you know is worth playing, because it's
Oh
like at
yeah.
that point it's like you have to give yourself a little time to back away. So
Mhm.
for me, like again, while everyone was playing Animal Crossing, I picked up Final Fantasy VII and I finished that, and it is easily my favorite game ever, which is really hard to say after a
Wow.
lot of the games I've played. But it was just that good in my head, and then like I don't know, it was like I could not play a game at least for like the next day or two just because of how much energy I had got off of that game.
Absolutely, yeah. I feel that. It's interesting that you mentioned that because, like, for me, Persona 5, at least for like the past year or so before I got the Royal, was probably my favorite game, like just in general. Um, and then after like playing Persona 5 the Royal, I liked it a lot. It's easily my favorite game that I've played this year. But it's weird because, like, I wouldn't say that Persona 5 The Royal is my favorite game of all time, if that makes sense, at least compared to Persona 5. I think it's weird, and that's just because like Persona 5 the Royal, in my mind, it does everything so much better, in my opinion. The gameplay, the quality
The
of life
original
things,
Persona
stuff
5.
like
Yeah.
that. Uh, the confidants. There's new confidants. There's a confidant that you couldn't do before, or at least they
There's new
revamped the confidant
characters.
from Persona
Yeah.
5. And then it's strange because like even though everything was better in the Royal, at least in my opinion, it's not it didn't take over Persona 5 as my favorite game of all time. So I don't know, it's just weird to me. I guess I
Here's what I think. It's because your initial reaction to Persona 5 does not match your reaction to Persona 5 Royal, because you kind of already knew what happened because you
exactly.
played Persona 5.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what that's what my thought process was. Like if I had played Persona 5 the Royal first and just had experienced everything like then yeah, it probably would be like my favorite game of all time. But because I was already attached, I already knew these characters. I already knew like the premise, I already knew the story. Apart from the new added content towards the end of the game, it was essentially a revamped game. Like it was just a better version, really. Not necessarily stale or nothing new per se, but it was just a better version in a way. And so I guess yeah, for me personally, if I had played Royal first, it probably would have been jarring for me to go back to 5 and be like, what the hell is all this? Like, why can't I? Why doesn't the ammo reload or whatever? Like, it's things like that that kind of get me. But yeah,
I made the big mistake of buying Persona 5 and then not playing it for a long time, and then Persona 5 Royal came out, and I'm like, oh wow, now this is out. I'd rather play this than my copy that I have right now, but it just, yeah, it really do be like that.
yeah. I mean, uh, I'm a staunch supporter of the game, so I'm not gonna tell you to not play Persona 5 just to play Persona 5 the Royal, because I think Persona 5 as its own experience is definitely worth your time. There's a reason
Yeah.
why I think it's done so well is because it's legitimately, in my opinion, just such a well done JRPG. The gameplay is really incredible. Like I know everyone likes to talk about, the social aspect of it and the daily life aspect of it, which is really important. It's really good. It's also a really good aspect of the game. But the gameplay in 5, in my opinion, is some of the best I've played in a JRPG. It's really incredible.
And here I am still like having Persona 5 completely wrapped in its case that I did not open
Oh,
because
you
Yeah.
one
still have the casing. Oh man.
Oh
okay,
geez.
I mean I've explained this to you guys before at least
You were gonna play
off
it, you
recording.
wanted to stream it, and
Yeah.
then it just never happened.
Yeah, no, I kept wanting to get back to this game and I'm like, "Oh, okay, I'm going to play it now. I'm going to play it now." Then I either got a new game at the time that I was way more hyped for
Mhm.
or I was just busy with life and then I was just like, "Damn it, I don't have time to play this and I really want to."
Yeah.
So, I mean, I still have it as a goal to at least start it this summer,
Mhm.
but considering I just got The Last of Us 2
Oof.
and I got
Yeah. Definitive.
Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, that's going on the back burner for a while.
Oh man. I feel there honestly. Like
You
I
well,
think I've oh sorry.
Last of Us, that's not a very long game, but I know Xenoblade is because 10 hours of that game is just cutscene. It's
Oh god.
Yeah, there's 10 hours of cutscenes in that game. I know, because I think I looked up Xenoblade all cutscenes and it was like a 10-hour YouTube upload, and I'm like, oh, it's one of those
Wow.
games. Okay.
It may be
I ha-
longer now because it's Definitive Edition, but
oh yeah, they actually added like some stuff to it.
yeah,
I think
they
they just
essentially did what what kind of like what the Royal did for
Mhm.
Persona 5 is that they added like a whole new section to it now as well as
Yeah.
and more to the story. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, those are two games I have to do, and I know people have said like The Last of Us 2 is like at least a 60-hour game right now.
The Last of
So,
Us 2.
yeah. So,
Oh,
I'm
Last of Us 260 hours?
yeah,
Holy
it's 60 hours
crap.
to what? Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Uh, hmm.
Oh
Okay.
boy. Oh, wow. Okay. Still need to beat Last of Us 1. I
I'm
still
telling
have
you get on that because it's
played a
such a
few
good
hours of
story.
it. I will probably enjoyed it. I played a few hours of it, and I don't need it. I remember I bought a digital on Amazon for like $7, and I was like, "Oh, this will be fun." I have not played it. I haven't started Horizon Zero Dawn. Have not started Shadow of the Colossus. Have
Oh
not
man.
started Persona 5. But if we're talking about JRPGs right now, Zach, you just beat Final Fantasy. Javi, you beat Persona 5 Royal. I'm gonna beat Chrono Trigger today.
Nice, nice. Yeah, see, okay, so we're all getting at least another. I'm getting another JRPG notch under my belt. Well, like you're finally getting a JRPG notch under your belt.
Oh
Yeah.
no, I've beaten Earthbound before, so
Okay, yeah, never mind. Yeah, you have beaten Earthbound, so you're good.
I've
I
done
still need to beat
Earthbound.
Fire Emblem. Jesus.
Technically,
Dude, that's another game that takes time, and I started another playthrough of that too.
wait, 3 houses?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh no. You got a lot to play.
Not really. I mean, I'm like 3 chapters into like past the time skip, so I'm not that far behind. Like
Oh,
the
okay, yeah, you know,
yeah.
you've got, I would say, at least about another 10, 15 hours to go.
Yeah.
You got to play some games before before Crown Tundra comes out for Pokemon, because that's gonna
Oh
be
my god, yeah.
Crown Tundra is gonna be way better than Isle of
Ah,
Armor. I'm looking forward to it because
yeah.
we're catching legendaries again in raid battles.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, boys.
Okay, so everyone here has finished the Isle of Armor DLC, right?
No,
No? Oh, okay, never mind then.
that's okay. I don't care about
Okay,
spoilers.
okay, then we're
I know you
about
fight
right.
monsters.
Stop right now if you're listening. If
Yeah.
you care about Isle of Armor spoilers right now,
You're
Yes.
gonna
stop
wanna
listening.
stop
From just
for
go
right
play
now.
it, finish it, and then come back to this point because we're about to
Yeah.
talk about it.
Do we want to spoil it, or like, I mean, how much are we gonna talk about it?
I mean, if we talked about it for more than 10 minutes, it would be more content than the Isle of Armor DLC, to be honest. But uh
Oh my!
Oh my god, damn.
It didn't have that much content, but the content was good.
yeah, no, it was fine. Yeah, it was okay.
It was a
I
fine
liked it.
a $15 purchase. Was it
Mhm.
worth $15 though?
That's debatable.
Honestly,
That's
truly debatable because
Yeah.
essentially you're paying.
$20.
Essentially, this is what you're doing. You're paying for the $15. For $15, you're paying for 4 more hours of Pokemon story content. You're also
Yeah.
paying for the ability to now catch those Pokemon in the wild, because
Yes.
even though the Pokemon you don't have to pay to have the Pokemon in your Pokedex and everything with the Isle of Armor release, you still have to pay to go to where you can catch them.
Yeah.
Then
Yes.
on top of that, I would say you're also paying technically for Cubfu with those
You just pay
$15.
for like one new Pokemon.
Yeah.
Oh, and you're also paying for the ability to make new Pokemon moves.
That's true.
And
the new
items.
Pokemon moves.
Oh,
There's,
you also
there's the Gmax soup. There's the
mhm,
Dynamax.
I was about to say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give them that. That's a cool mechanic. There's
I like that
also
actually, yeah.
the EV wiper, where you can wipe your EVs and then you can basically just restructure your Pokemon to be a competitive Pokemon. And the Cremamatic also gets you better items now.
Yeah. I've had fun with that, making just random items here and there, tossing in random stuff together.
Yeah.
I love making bottle caps, and then you can combine 4 bottle caps to make a gold bottle cap, which which maxes out all 6 IVs instead of just using like 6 bottle caps.
I will say the story we got for it was nothing I didn't expect from a Pokemon game. It honestly wasn't that in depth, but I'm also glad for the return again of another asshole rival. My question is now is like, will they also be appearing in gym challenges once you like let's say you replay through the tournaments to defend your championship and everything?
Yeah.
Will they also be there?
Honestly, I don't know.
Who knows? And we won't get any information about that for a long time.
Well, I mean, you just have to test it out. So long as you like, I guess you could see if they pop up.
well,
after
we don't
you
know
complete
when
the
that
story.
update's happening. That update hasn't happened yet. It'll
Yeah.
happen probably at the same time as Crown Tundra. And
No,
with
no, no. I'm just talking
Pokemon-
about like now that Isle of Armor is out. Like, once you beat the story, will they be able to challenge you in the, for lack of a better term, Elite Four-esque arena, like the whole tournament they do for the champion?
in the tournament, yes. Will you challenge them? Will they be able to be used as? Yeah, I would hope so. Maybe if you have the DLC, I would hope so. Maybe, but that update won't happen until Crown Tundra, most likely.
Maybe if that's not already a thing, but I'm not sure who's really going back. I don't know how many people actually go back and play through the championship battle once they beat it again.
Yeah.
Pokemon's not going to present anything for a while because of the reaction to Unite.
Yeah.
Believe it, yeah, I would believe that.
There's something interesting to me that stuck out to me during the Isle of Armor DLC is that if you remember Avery and Clara, they
Yeah.
both want to be gym leaders, and that made me think like if they made a ninth generation, would they maybe be gym leaders in the next generation of Pokemon? I
I
think that would
wouldn't
be
be
pretty
against
interesting to
it.
see.
I really wouldn't be against it because that's what they kind of did back in from Black and White to Black and White 2. Your rivals became a professor and a gym leader.
Yeah.
Or when you do Sword and Shield 2, what if they ever make like actual sequels to that? Avery and Clara could be like version exclusive gym leaders. That'd be kind of cool
Yeah.
if they actually make a sequel. Which, if they are making a sequel, I hope it would be a long time from now because we still got to get through. We still got to get the rest of the Pokemon into Sword and Shield, and they're working on that right now. They're working on it.
I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see any main game Pokemon stuff for like at least 5 years, and instead what they do is kind of go like
Ooh.
the fighting game routes and just keep adding more DLC on top of this region.
Dude, could we get more fighters in Pokken as like a free update? That'd be sick. That'll actually make me play that game again.
Yeah.
But
It's a
yeah, I
Pokken's a
mean,
fun game. It just gets old.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it was good. Like I don't know if Master Mustard was something I really cared for. I do know
Mustard.
that you can fight his wife, and she's way harder.
Oh,
Did you
really?
guys get the connection? Honey mustard?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's my favorite mustard right there. Honey mustard, the best mustard.
Honestly, I gotta be honest though.
You're-
Mine is the whole Mustard story because everyone's gonna do that. His son was more useful than like Honey was because Honey just wants money out of you, or I guess Watts.
The
Mm.
Watts, yeah. Hey, what was his son's name?
I don't even remember.
Was it food related? I didn't get to that point in the game.
I honestly don't remember the son's name. I gotta be honest because I never paid attention to him because he was always just on the computer.
It's like I'm
Yeah.
still training. Oh, it's that kid. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's what you're talking about. The kid on the computer for the Cramomatic. Okay.
Yeah, he's their son.
I don't think his name had anything to do with food.
I don't even remember his name. That's the thing, like at all, because he wasn't relevant really to me.
He's not a Saiyan. He's not vegetable named. God, we're talking about food, and now I actually am getting hungry. Gosh darn it.
Yeah. Do you guys still want to do your Animal Crossing stuff? Because I know you guys wanted to talk a little
I
bit
wanted
about
to
that.
just talk about it for like 2 minutes, and the fact that I
All right,
too,
go
like
ahead.
Hoppy, was getting very bored of the game. I have not played it in several weeks.
Yep.
I'm just tired. I don't even care about the daily stuff. Whoop-de-doo, whatever. And then yesterday, Nintendo put out a video. Hey, we got a update coming in July. You'll be able to catch more sea creatures now when you dive below the water. And I'm like, yes, a reason to play. I
Yeah.
was so happy with that. And then there's a character you can get more recipes and stuff. I'm actually happy with it. Zach, you might want to like mute your thing, buddy, because we can hear it.
You guys are good. Like it's just I had to get that out of the way. Don't worry.
Okay. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. We got a reason to play Animal Crossing now, Javi.
Yeah.
They've updated it, and there's going to be an update coming in August as well.
I'm actually really looking forward to that. The new one, honestly, it's still not really enough to make me pull me back in. Like I will check it out at some point. I'm not that desperate. But yeah, no, it does look interesting. Like I think a lot of people were like data mining the game, and I think they're at some point they're gonna like release an
Yeah,
update
they
where like
saw the
yeah, like you can
things.
like at some point you can like do like you can like cook or something like that. Like you can do like a lot more stuff with the game. Like
I think I also, yeah, in the data mine, I think I showed it to you guys a long time ago, maybe a few months ago, because I found it as well.
yeah.
'Cause, it was like you can get vegetables and stuff, like
Hmm.
more foods, and that might be what the August update is.
Hopefully,
I hope so.
because I know if they release cooking, like if they like make a cooking update, I'm gonna be on that. Like in the
Yo,
game.
Cooking Mama in Animal Crossing.
Yeah, I'd definitely do that.
That'd be cool.
Rest in peace, that series.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that game. Yeah, I
yeah,
guess it kind of died with all the issues that they had with the latest release.
yeah. It, like, didn't they release it and then they immediately took it off the store page or something like that?
Yeah, a
Like,
lot of legal trouble. So there was also rumor that it was like mining Bitcoin. That ended up
oh,
being proven false.
Yeah, that okay. So that was the conspiracy theory
Yeah,
thrown
that
around
was
with
the
it
big
that
one.
quickly got disproven. So
Oh
to
my
give like
god.
a TLDR of what happened, Cooking Mama is technically owned by like two companies right now,
Cookie Mama.
which is like one that actually created Cooking Mama and the other who was like licensed to release it, if I remember correctly. So the company that like was licensed to release it, released the game without approval of the other company, and
Yeah.
so like, but the whole thing was they said the game's not done, we're not satisfied with this, why are you releasing the game? So they ended up releasing the game even with the promotions and stuff it had, and then it was out on the store for I think like an hour or two, and then it was immediately pulled down by Nintendo. But there are still Switches out there that have Cooking Mama on their system, and like it's not a good game by any means. Like it's janky and
It's
not
Jesus.
finished,
janky and it
but
overheats your Switch.
yeah, you kind of remember that Flappy Bird thing with the
I was gonna
iPhones.
say that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's essentially how those Switches are now being sold if they have them.
Oh my God.
This Switch has Cookie Mama on it. Give me $500.
Yeah,
This,
like
th
no, there are a couple. I would say a couple thousand out there right now with Cooking Mama on it, but that's about it.
Cookie
Jesus.
Mama. You can get that game on the PlayStation as well.
Yeah,
Really?
because I think it stopped being a Nintendo property after a while.
Yeah, you can get the newest Cooking Mama for PS4. Oh my god. Can we talk about food for a bit?
Yeah.
Because um the Min- yeah, exactly. The Min Min trailer. With that, I learned that she was like her theme was like ramen because she works or owns a ramen shop. I don't know what it was. Captain Falcon slurping down the ramen noodles made me really happy because really he really got into those noodles, man. It was intense.
That was
Noodles.
meme to hell, and I never really understood. Like, I
Yeah.
didn't get the joke if there was one of just him enjoying the ramen, or if there was just how they planned the trailer.
Or like it seemed to be like almost kind of a struggle for him, and conquering the ramen bowl made him very happy. And it also made me realize I've never had legitimate, like genuine ramen from a noodle shop or something.
Same. Yeah. Me and Dan
Never
talked
had
about
that
this.
in my
I
life.
before
Javi and I were talking about that because Javi, we've always talked about food a lot because
Ooh,
it's
yes.
just something we like. But yeah,
I
Zach,
mean,
we've never
I've
had
told you
genuine
guys
ramen.
like there is an Asian dominated area not far from UMBC
Oh
where I was just like, I need to get you guys to go down there because they have some ramen shops, they have some great Korean barbecue, they have
oh,
some
yeah.
great pastry shops there, dude. All of that stuff is so good.
Oh,
And like before Corona hit, we were all gonna. I know Dan and I had planned to actually go for a weekend and just hit up some of those shops.
Hmm.
But now, with
we
all
were
everything going
talking
on, I
about it.
don't even know if all the shops will survive.
Yeah.
We were talking about it a lot, and if I knew that we were gonna be booted from campus for the rest of the semester, I would have definitely wanted to do something kind of grand.
Yeah.
But it really, but what has happened has already happened. We cannot do anything about it. I still want to try actual ramen. I've had pho. I've had pho before. That was really good, but
Delicious.
not
Yeah.
ramen.
Speaking of Korean barbecue, the one in the Iron Age in Rockville, is actually open today. Interestingly enough.
You're
Oh,
lying.
well,
I
No,
don't know how I feel about that.
okay.
no, I'm not. I'm
So
not joking about this.
how it's working, I think, with restaurants, you can have like 50% capacity.
Yeah, no, I know that, but it's like if you've ever been to an Iron Age, yeah, no,
I
you've
know
been to
it's
Iron Age,
different.
yeah,
Yeah, we've
you've
all been to
seen
Iron
how
Age.
physically close people have to get, and then you all are
You
sharing food. It's not everyone's individual food.
Oh
You all
yeah,
are
that is
sharing that
true.
food.
Yeah, you don't want to share food unless they're making it in a way that you won't share food then. Maybe everybody will get like their own individual steak or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, that is confusing, Zach. I don't know how that works. If you gotta share food,
Yeah.
I don't like that one bit.
No, man. Yeah, that's the thing that concerns me as well. Is like not just the fact that like it's such a like even at 50% capacity, if you've been inside of an IRH, you know it's not that like spacious.
It
It's
is
very
not just at all.
like even at 50%, I'd imagine it would get pretty crammed in there. So and like you guys mentioned, on top of the fact that you're sharing food with people, like people are constantly touching pieces and then like not like getting them or whatever. It's not really the most sanitary like
Is
setup
it's
to be in, you know?
yeah.
Yeah, I don't
I
know. Like,
actually
I would only be okay with it in 100% honesty is if you got a table all to yourself. Like, you're going by yourself to eat by yourself, which really defeats the purpose of Korean barbecue.
Yeah,
But that's
exactly.
the only way I could see it being remotely comfortable.
yeah. Cause like, you can't just eat like you can't sample like a bunch of steaks because then you're gonna have to eat one whole steak and then eat another whole like piece of like chicken breast or whatever. You can't eat Korean barbecue by yourself because well you won't be able to like share. You won't be able to get like a vast amount of uh flavors and tastes by
Yeah.
yourself because you don't want to let that food go to waste
Yeah, and
and
then
you're gonna fill up really quickly.
then you don't get the value if, you're going by yourself because like part of it is, the experience with other people and then also, by getting multiple meats, you're sharing with people so that you can actually like get through like multiple courses.
So you
So
pay
that
$25 for two different steaks and some chicken.
yeah, like
That's what you'd be doing if you go by yourself.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's not a place I would go back anytime soon right now. And I mean, if people go, fine, that's at your own leisure. But
Yeah,
I'm not risking it right now, at least going there.
absolutely.
Actually went to Iron Age. Like I remember so like that week that we found out that we were leaving, there was like because we didn't have any class on Thursday. I think they told us on Monday or Tuesday what was happening. I think Monday because we were all like, uh, we were just finding out like, oh man, we're gonna have to leave. And then I remember Wednesday night, like last day of classes at UMBC for that whole semester. Um, I get a text at like 12 a.m. from one of my Mechie friends, and she's like, "Yeah, we're planning a group outing to Iron Age before we all leave. So you want to come along?" And I'm like, "Oh hell yeah, we got to do this. One last oorah." So
Man,
it
I
was
was trying to do something like that before we
I
left.
was very fortunate to have Iron Age again before we all left.
Dude, I was trying to get something like that organized, but then I could not find anyone to really go with me or who was still on campus. I mean, like there was hardly anyone left by that point by the time I wanted to do it.
Did we do burgers that week, Zach? I don't remember that. Or
Yeah,
am
we
I
did. We did do burgers. We did go to I think we went to the Boardwalk and Fries Burgers place.
no. Wait.
If it wasn't that week, it was the week before, I think.
Oh wait, we have gone boardwalk before, I remember. But
That place is underrated. That is extremely underrated.
oh my god, yeah. $6 burgers on Monday?
Oh God.
Bet.
Whoa. I'm gonna check that out.
You gotta get fries and a drink though. That's the thing.
You think I would complain about that if I get a $6 burger out of it?
Phew.
Well then you have to buy like $3 fries and then a
Dude,
$2
like it was worth it, all of it, because I only spent like $10 on the entire meal.
Oh,
God,
okay.
man.
I don't
What are our favorite burger places, guys?
Oh bro. You can't make me choose. Five Guys.
Five Guys. Okay.
I say Five Guys
Agreed,
because
hands down. Well, it depends on. Okay, are we
yeah,
talking about?
you gotta categorize this. You gotta get
Okay,
specific.
are
Ooh,
we
okay.
are we talking fast food or are we talking like
Let's
overall? Because that's two
Okay.
different things.
All right, let's think about it like this. Like, what would be your favorite place to get like a burger? You know, quick, just get down, you get it, you leave. And then what would be your favorite place to get a burger? You sit down with your friends and you're just like eating and like just just getting a burger. You know.
Okay, so I will kind of say Five Guys sort of falls into both
Yeah, I
for
was gonna
me
say yeah.
because Five Guys is in this weird area where it is technically fast food, but
Hmm.
it's also enough where you can just sit down and like you cannot eat Five Guys like
Go.
you cannot do a drive-through with Five Guys and eat that on your drive home or something.
Oh no,
That
absolutely
is
not.
not something you can do with how much they give you.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. Especially with like the regular burgers, they give you 2 patties and then all the toppings are free, so you just load that sucker up. Oh my god, I love
Yeah,
Five.
no. For me, I would say like if I'm definitely craving a burger and I feel like I have the finances to go and get a good burger, definitely
Well,
Five Guys. If not, I would probably also say the Boardwalk Fries place is like very close second.
welcome to the burger part of the podcast. We just talk about burgers. Five Guys is up there. They have the best fast food burgers. I will say fast food because technically you don't have to sit down and wait 20 minutes for food as you would normally do at a sit down restaurant like Outback or Bob Evans, stuff like that. You might have to wait maybe 5 to 10 minutes tops for your food at Five.
I'll give you that. Okay, so yeah, we can count it as fast
So
food
I
then
would
for that moment.
categorize it as a fast food place. Also, their variety, they don't have much of a variety as comparison to like other like sit down restaurants. They got burgers, fries, they have hot dogs,
I
which
did not know
surprises
that
me. I
actually.
don't think I don't think they'd be that good. They probably just for like have them on the side for like whatever. People don't want a burger, they get a hot dog. They
So I've
also have
had their chili dogs actually, and they're not that bad.
wait,
Like,
I'm sorry, they have chili dogs?
yeah, they have chili dogs.
Oh.
I've had it, and it's not
Oh,
that bad.
that changes everything. Oh my god. I
Dan's reality
oh
has just
my
been
god.
like completely shifted now.
I actually love chili dogs, honestly. I'm like Sonic the
Yeah, I was
Hedgehog.
gonna say you're like Sonic.
Yeah, I'm like Sonic, but like I mean like I like chili dogs, but I won't make it like I won't go out of my way for them.
Yeah.
Like I would make I like given the opportunity, I'd probably make my own if anything.
Hmm.
But like burgers are way better. They have milkshakes. Five Guys have milkshakes.
Yeah, I know the one by me and Javi has them. They're not
Yeah,
that popular to what I've seen.
I like
Oh,
them
speaking
personally.
yeah, speaking
Sorry.
of milkshakes,
Oh,
what do
milkshake.
we consider Shake Shack? Is that fast food or a sit down place?
Oh,
See, that's it again in that weird in between because I count like Shake Shack, Five Guys, let's see, Elevation Burger if it's still around, and
Mhm.
never had Elevation
I
Burger.
don't know if
Me
it still
neither.
exists. I don't know if it still exists, but yeah, there was another one. It's Shake Shack, Five Guys, and shoot, what
There's a
is it?
there's a burger joint near us as well.
Yeah, the
Is that what you're
burger
talking?
joint. That's what I was about to
Yeah,
say.
yeah,
All of that, I feel like that's its own category.
yeah. It's so interesting. Yeah, because like you said, it's almost like it's this weird fusion where like yeah, you can like it doesn't take that long. You can definitely get it to go, but like there's like a nice experience going on when you sit down at those kinds of places and eat the burger there. Like it's really interesting.
It's nice.
Yeah.
If I had to say, like, let's say, okay, just restaurant wise, where I would get a burger, just restaurant wise, chain restaurant probably Longhorn because Longhorn just does meat right for the most part.
So
Longhorn.
good. Yeah. Longhorn is great. Yeah.
I think I've been to Longhorn once. I remember in my life, and I had a steak there.
Oh, I need to get you on that Longhorn train then.
Steak's good. I like steak. Burgers though, I don't know. I don't get burgers at a steak restaurant. I just get steak. I get medium or medium rare steak. That's what I.
Yes. Yes.
That's some good stuff right there. Oh my
I've
god.
grown up with too much well done meat that's just good seasoned and prepared right that it's like I can't go back to like medium or medium rare. Like it doesn't taste the same to me.
See,
See,
that's
when you
the
get well done at like a Longhorn or a Texas Roadhouse, it's gonna be garbage because they wouldn't prepare it that well.
yeah.
As like a home cooked meal, Well,
Yeah.
that's well done.
I feel like it varies because I've been to some restaurants where they do a well done steak and it actually tastes really good. Same
Like
with
a chain restaurant or like a standalone place?
both. I've been to both.
Oh wow. Okay.
I was also gonna say this. I was gonna say if you go to I was gonna say and I didn't occur to me until right now because I remember we have a lot of burger joints actually by Javi and I now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Red Robin does they do like well done burgers really well. Like they're like not to make a pun out of it, but
Yeah.
they know how to do well done burgers.
Well, do they do only well done burgers?
No. They do medium, rare,
Oh, okay.
and like medium and stuff like that. Like they do not just do no. Red Robin does like all whatever you ask for.
Oh yeah, Red Robin. Oh, you said Red Robin. My bad. I didn't hear Red Robin. Oh my god. Yeah, Red Robin's good. Definitely. I like they have a wedgie style where you can just like your whole burger in lettuce
Yeah.
and just eat it.
Yeah, I always remember going to Red Robin and like the first time I saw like I ordered a milkshake and the first time like I ordered a milkshake, I didn't know that they gave you like the milkshake and like like a metal cup that had like extra milkshake in it.
Oh,
That to
like a
me blew my
glass.
mind. That
Oh
was
yeah, no,
crazy.
that I'm like
cup.
if you're not aware of that going into Red Robin, it's a great surprise because I've had that.
Yeah.
Or do you mean like a glass, like so?
No,
Like,
no, yeah. So like they give you a glass of like milkshake, obviously with like the top the whip top and everything like that. And then they also give you like a metallic thing that they actually use to like make the milkshake, and it's just extra milkshake. It's great.
Yeah, no,
oh, okay,
I'm
that's
aware
different.
of what he's talking about. I don't know if they still do that. I hope they do because it's been a minute since I've been to a Red Robin. But yeah, I'm 100% aware of that. That is actually really good.
In my life, I only remember being to Red Robin. Like I think my family was at a Red Robin a few vacations ago, and that's really the only time I remember going to a Red Robin. But I never had their shakes. I just had water and a burger and fries.
I will tell you
Um,
guys another place y'all are sleeping on it. And if it still exists, because I don't know if it's going to exist anymore, at least in our area after this,
What
y'all
what are
need to
we
go to
sleeping on?
Fuddruckers.
I've
Fuddruckers
never
is
been
some
there.
Fuddruckers.
great
I
burgers.
thought Fuddruckers was like a Western place.
Oh, there's one here. Or at least there was one here in Rockville. I don't know if it survived after everything.
Oh. Oh, wow. Okay. Because I've heard, because like I've seen a few videos where people like like that you find like those fast food tier list videos
Yeah.
how they bring up Fuddruckers and I'm like I've never heard of that place, and then they're like, oh, this food's so good, and I'm like, I've never seen one in Maryland.
Look,
Or
if you visit me, Dan, at some point ever again, with how the world is right now, we don't know when that'll
yeah,
be.
the world.
We're gonna hit up a Fuddruckers. We're gonna
We,
I'm gonna get you introduced to that Fuddruckers.
I want to get Fudd up.
If we got money from these podcasts, we definitely get demonetized right now.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh wait, by saying Fudd up,
No Fuddruckers just sounds so like it
it just
sounds too similar.
no, I don't think you can get demonetized for Fuddruckers. I think
Oh,
you can appeal it, and they'll probably be like, "Oh, our bad." I
Yeah.
would.
I would love to just see that. Like, love to see that. Oh, this video has been demonetized. Why? Because you said Fuddruckers. Wait a minute.
Where's the nearest Fuddruckers?
It actually is the one in
Oh.
Rockville still actually.
Oh, it's still there. Okay, I'm glad it survived. Because I'm
One-
gonna be honest, it wasn't doing the best.
Mhm.
There is one that is permanently closed in Annapolis.
Oh
That
god.
sucks.
I didn't even know there was one in Annapolis.
Ooh, there's a few. Okay, they're all in Pennsylvania. Okay, that might be the closest way for me to get Fuddruckers. If it's like on a route to Hanover, it's okay. It's not. Darn it. Never mind.
Yeah, I was gonna
Okay.
say.
I'm
Hold
looking
on a
at it
minute.
now.
Hold
They're
on a minute
nowhere
there,
close
Chief.
to Hanover. They are nowhere close to Hanover, PA. There is Fuddruckers. Is this Virginia? This looks like. Ooh, wait, hold on. This
There,
is
if the one in Rockville still exists, then we should definitely hit that one up. Because
Ashburn, Virginia. Looks like it looks like well, it looks like here. Wait, here's a Maryland one that's also permanently closed. Okay. Yeah, I think your Rockville one's not even popping up. I think
Really?
it's
Wow, that's actually
oh,
surprising. Wait, Javi, so
I
you
think
said
Moba
you said it's still open though?
I saw like when I searched like Google Maps, it showed me the Rockville one. It said it gave you it gave you like, oh, it's doing like takeout and whatever.
All right, let me check this up real quick because now I got to confirm this for myself. But yeah, no,
see,
you.
now, welcome to the part of the podcast where we just look up Fuddruckers and then none of you guys can see it. What other places? There is also see, we all know A&W root beer. Pretty good root beer, right?
Yeah, I've actually seen that there's a A&W place somewhere out in Maryland. I don't remember where, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
A&W restaurant. It is in Southern Maryland, St. Mary's County.
Huh.
Callaway, Maryland. It's the only one in Maryland, and it's in St. Mary's County.
Oh gosh,
So you'd have to go all the way down there,
man.
which I think for you guys might be like that'd be a 2-hour drive.
Yeah.
I can
No.
tell you
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Because you have to go. Okay, there's 2 ways to get into St. Mary. There's only 2 or 3 ways to like really get in. Like there's 2 main bridges to get into St. Mary's County.
Yeah, so checking this real quick. I hate to say it, but yeah, I think that Fuddruckers is closed, Javi. I think like it's
Oh,
just
man.
permanently closed down. Probably Google is just saying what its hours would have been. But looking at this, like where we would usually go, it's closed down, and that doesn't surprise me because it was on the downturn even before the virus hit because its location was not the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, who knows? Maybe they're just not on the map anymore, but they're still there.
Who knows? Yeah.
It's but I would want to try the A&W, but I'm looking at the ratings. It only has a 3.8, so it might not be like that good. But I've heard I keep hearing about it from because it's like
There's a
one of those places
Fuddruckers.
that I've like never seen in person,
Yeah.
like ever. But there's one in St. Mary's County. It'd be it'd be over an hour drive for me, but something I could try in the future, maybe in a long time. I don't know. But hey, let's talk about Shake Shack for a second. Would it be fast food? It's kind of like Five Guys level, so I'd say yes. Because
I honestly, I'm gonna say no because again, no drive-through and like you actually have to grab it and sit down to eat it. That is not something you can just eat while in the car.
Oh yeah, true. You can't just drive to a Shake Shack because I've only seen Shake Shacks in cities. Like you'd be walking in there. You wouldn't just drive, park near it, get your Shake Shack, and then leave. I've seen the one in what's it called? Baltimore. Can't drive to that. I've been to one in New York City. They're always super crowded. So you don't really want to sit down there either because there's always a lot of people.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
not.
pretty
What I was gonna
gross.
say is like I think I'm gonna classify Five Guys. Yeah, I'm gonna keep the classification of Five Guys, Burger Joint, and Shake Shack as their own place or as their own style. Like they're kind of like Panera, how it's a weird in between fast food and restaurant.
Yeah.
So it's like they definitely have their own vibe and stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna say that they're in like I want to say it's a weird middle tier. So it's like fast food, whatever you want to classify them as. I'm just gonna call them the middle, and then restaurants would be on top of that. And between those three, that's actually a really hard decision, in all honesty.
What to pick between?
Burger Joint, Shake Shack, and Five Guys. That's actually a really hard decision.
What do you mean burger joint?
Oh, have you never heard of a place called the Burger Joint?
No.
Man, dude, again, you got to come visit me, and we're going to go hit up these food places.
There's nothing in Calvert. I've been deprived my entire life. We just got a Chick-fil-A in 2018.
I forgot about that, honestly, that you guys just got Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, and then they decided, oh, we're just going to add another Taco Bell. And I'm like, why? I think there's like 2 or 3 in Calvert.
Wow.
A lot of McDonald's, though. I mean,
there's a lot of McDonald's anywhere. But
Yeah.
okay, so I think this is what I'm gonna say. Out of those three, though, because Javi knows what I'm talking about with the Burger Joint. He's aware of that.
I'm woke. Yeah.
He's woke.
I'm awoke to Burger Joint.
I'm just gonna say this, and this is just like keep in mind, this is like inching each other out just barely. I will put the burger joint at the bottom of those three, but again, that's like this is barely inching out in front of each other. I'll put Shake Shack at second, just because of the variety that Shake Shack offers. But I'll go with Five Guys for the top, only because literally a normal order is already double patty instead of a single patty. And then the fact that all the toppings you can mix and match are free.
That's the good thing that Five Guys has. I think they give you big portions. Shake Shack has flavor, but they're very pricey.
Yeah.
Five Guys is also pricey, I would
Five Guys
say.
is pricey, but it's worth its price, especially with how much you get with fries.
Shake Shack, though, I think is more pricey.
Oh, yeah, hands down.
So, yeah. What about chicken, though?
About what?
Let's talk about chicken. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing about fast food chicken. You got Popeyes, Chick-fil-A, and that's it.
Well, I mean, I would say you have KFC, but that's barely chicken in my book.
KFC. I completely forgot that KFC exists.
Exactly.
It's been ages since I've had it.
Yeah, KFC is like fine for me, but I would never like say, "Oh, I want to go to KFC," you know? Like I'm never in the mood for KFC. Like that's not like a thing for me.
Every time I've gone to KFC, it's tasted like ass, so I'm not ever going back.
I think I remember I had some really good KFC like a long time ago. That was it though.
Clearly not memorable. So okay, for me, chicken wise, it would definitely Popeyes is top tier, Chick-fil-A, and KFC is not even on my radar.
Here's the thing though. Chick-fil-A, I'm not a big fan of their fried chicken. The grilled chicken is good. I like it. But Popeyes has some good fried chicken.
Yeah, it's so good.
Those sandwiches, like those new classic sandwiches, I like them.
They were okay to me. I'm going to be honest, the hype was not there for me.
I still never had the chicken sandwiches.
You could probably go and get one right now because they still have them and they're not sold out.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, they had that initial selling out because they were like, we got something that Chick-fil-A has had for a while now. So give us a try, and then it sold out really quickly.
I gotta be honest, the bun was more memorable than the chicken in that sandwich to me.
The bun was?
Yeah, because it was just like it was a really big bun, and then it tasted decent, but like the chicken was just okay. Like it's what I expect out of Popeye's chicken, so it's like okay.
Those sandwiches have the wettest buns. Like they have no reason to be that wet. You get a Chick-fil-A, you get like from UMBC, you get like one of the fried chicken sandwiches, and the bun would just be saturated. I'm like, why? Why?
I don't know what buns you're getting, dude, but mine were never like that.
Mine were wet. Well, some of them were wet. I'm just
I think I got a soaked bun maybe once.
Are they just moist? Okay, here's the thing I don't like about Popeyes. The biscuits, they're not good.
Oh.
Dan, we about to fight. Dan, we about to fight right now because those are amazing.
They're actually dry, okay?
I don't know what you mean about dry. KFC and Chick-fil-A biscuits are dry. Those biscuits at Popeyes slap. I will go just for the biscuits.
Okay. Well, I gotta prove you something right there. Let me tell you something. Chick-fil-A doesn't have biscuits. Wait, hold on.
Yes, they do. I was about to say, I know they do because I've suffered through their biscuits.
I will agree. They're also dry. They're just all dry for me. And then KFC, I've never had KFC biscuits, so I have no clue.
You better not be comparing them to like the Red Lobster cheddar biscuits because that's a different thing in itself.
No. I'm not comparing it. Look.
I was about to say, I'll go Michael Jones right now on you.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Cheddar biscuits, that's a tier of their own. They don't have they're not even S rank. They have their own rank.
Yeah.
They have the cheddar biscuit rank, okay? Don't do anything about that. They're there. Nobody can touch them.
I'll have Popeyes biscuits though any day of the week. I will go to Popeyes just for the biscuits though because those biscuits slap.
But I've had their biscuits before, and I guess the one that I got was just dry. I don't know.
You need to come out here. Dude, I'm telling you, you come out here by us, and you get such good food and such a great variety.
Dude, what I want to do with you guys sometime in the future, I don't know what. Depends on where we are in life, what the state of the world is. I want to eat at Dutch market. Okay.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, Javi and I had an entire episode dedicated to that.
Wait, are you
Yeah.
serious? You had an
Yeah.
episode of the podcast just
Yeah.
talking about the Dutch
It
market?
was either the pilot or the first episode that we like talked about for like 30 minutes, just about everything
Alright.
that was in the Dutch market. It was
To be
crazy.
fair, we talked about Pokemon for like almost an hour.
Yeah.
So we did do that. That's gonna be great for the Pokemon people. If you're not Pokemon, I'm sorry.
Yeah. All the
Yeah.
Digimon stands are gonna like cower.
Digimon, the 5 people who still support Bakugan, you know?
Even though that you weirdly enough that got a revamp too.
It got a reboot. Yeah, they're still selling. They're selling new Bakugan toys now. I remember were you guys also fanatics of Bakugan as well, like the actual toys?
Not
Yeah,
really.
I was when it came out. Yeah, I got a bunch of them, and they're still sitting in a closet somewhere.
My friends had them. We would actually like play the games, but like we like play with like the cards and all that too, using the actual Bakugan. It was pretty fun. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed collecting them. My friends also
Game
did
did
too.
not age well though at all.
And then we got into middle school and we are like, we don't care about this anymore.
I think I stopped around 6th grade, and then that was it.
What did I
But-
collect in middle school? Nothing. I just played games more in middle school because everybody was still playing games. I played on my Wii a lot in middle school.
Yeah, same.
Mario Galaxy 2, still played Brawl a lot. GoldenEye got like
yeah,
a reboot.
I think that was around the time when I
Played that a
really
lot.
started getting into video games.
And then 8th grade, that was a great time for me, man. That's when I got my Xbox 360. That was a turning. That was like the great awakening right there.
Yeah, actually 8th grade was when I got my PS3 as well, actually. So
Oh.
Yeah, I think I got my PS3 7th grade, and that's when I like really dove into video games.
What, Halo, Call of Duty? I remember I got Tekken, like the first games that I bought for my Xbox 360, Halo Reach and Tekken 6. Because John had Tekken 6, and I played it with him, and I was like, oh, this is actually fun. I wasn't as good at fighting games as I am now then, but it was still pretty fun. And then eventually Call of Duty came out, and that really changed everything because then my friends also got 360s. Then they got Call of Duty. We were playing online like almost like 3 or 4 times a week. It was great.
For me, I was just like, I feel like Call of Duty is definitely a video game starter pack now, just to get people into games. And then after that, you kind of branch out into other stuff. But I mean, I grew up with video games in a weird sense. Like, I had family who played video games around me. Then I went through like a 4-year drought of without video games.
Oh.
And then there was the Wii when it came out, and I was like, oh, okay. Then I got that. Then I got the PS3. And then I've just been a Nintendo and Sony fan ever since then. Well, I've always been a fan of both because those were really the only consoles I was introduced to. But Microsoft has just never appealed to me, at least. But that's a whole different debate and story.
Okay. Oh my god. Yeah, tune into the next podcast where we debate Microsoft versus Sony the entire episode.
oh
God,
no.
let's not do that to Javi.
Hobby's like, I just like games. Please don't.
Yeah,
do
but
that.
I
I'd
was
be
gonna
the
say
only one
actually,
from Microsoft though. That's the thing.
yeah, I think here's a good place to wrap up though for today.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
what have we covered? We've talked about video games in the beginning. Then we talked about Pokemon anime. Got into food. I'm very
Yep.
hungry right now. Gotta go.
Yeah,
eat
I was about to say it's time for us to all go get some food.
because I think we started talking at like 11:30, 40-ish.
hmm
It's been
Yeah.
a while now, right? Is this
Yeah.
how the podcast goes for you guys usually? You
I
just
mean,
talk about
usually, yeah.
Okay.
It's
This was a
unscripted and
typical
unscheduled,
podcast
so
episode. So you'd say this was a typical podcast episode.
yep.
Oh, good.
Well, except we had a very special guest today. So
Yeah,
it was
you are our special guest today.
I provide my input, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey,
All right,
let's
guys.
bring in the.
So this is definitely the time where we wrap up. Thank you guys so much if you stuck around for the entire episode, and thank you, Dan, for being on our episode today and being our special guest. It was great to have you on.
Nice talking to my friends. So it's not even a podcast. I'm just talking to my buddies.
Yeah. All right. Well, we will see you guys next time, and maybe we'll have another guest, maybe we won't. You never know what's going on with this podcast, and we'll see you. who knows when? Because it's unscheduled. So have a good one, guys. Bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
See you later.